Welcome back in. Ohio State Highway Patrol is looking for its next generation of troopers. And this afternoon, we get to learn more about the critical role OSHP's Aviation unit plays in keeping our roads and community safe. Sergeant Christopher Hasty and Trooper William Watson are with us today. Gentlemen, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So this is interesting because when I think of the Highway Patrol, I tend to think about cars on the interstates, patrolling the actual roads. So what exactly is the Aviation unit? What do you all do?
We're a multifaceted, very interesting aspect to the Highway Patrol. It's not just for the Highway Patrol, it's for every agency in the state of Ohio and our bordering states that need air support. We originally started out with missions of mercy, blood transfers, organ transfers, getting things across the state when the road system wasn't as developed as it should have been back in the 40s. Wow. We moved on to airspeed enforcement, which is still a mainstay of what we do today. A lot of aggressive driving, targeting, texting and driving, persons that are doing the well above 25, 30 mile an hour over the limit, those people that need to be stopped and engaged by our road units. We also have a special operations section that we operate 3 helicopters where we're doing violent crime reduction initiatives. We do those all over the state of Ohio. Directly here in Toledo, we work and partner with the Toledo City Police Department, other subordinate agencies around the area. Any agency in the state of Ohio, we provide those operational things. And then we also partner with our federal entities doing surveillance on some of the most egregious crimes that are going on that need to be observed by the air.
So this is important, important work. And so if you've ever been driving down the interstate and you're suddenly told to pull over off to the side, but you're like, I didn't see anybody. That's probably because you all are above. And it's interesting the way that you are able to track the speed, because does it have to do with certain dashes in the road? Is that how that works?
Absolutely. I tell people it's very much that point in school when you said the train leaves the station and arrives and you're never going to use that ever again in your life. And I use it every day of my life now.
How about that?
So the markings are 2 foot by 4 foot on the side of the road, minimum of 1,320 feet. So it's a quarter-mile distance. We have stopwatches that are mechanically calibrated to judge the speed, and then we just click off the stopwatches. And once we get a violator, we call it down to a road trooper that affects the stop and takes the enforcement.
Easy. It's a safe way.
Very safe.
Probably do that, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so how do you get started in the aviation unit? Do you start as a road patrol probably in the move?
Yes, you'll start with us first and foremost. When a person wants to apply for this career with us, obviously you have to be between 20 and 39 years of age, have to have a valid driver's license, and have to be a U.S. citizen. So once that gets started, then you'll meet with a recruiter like myself, and we'll get you going through the process. So that starts out with applying online. And then once you do that, there's a testing sequence, which we're having one actually coming up here in another week or so in Bowling Green. So, but yeah, that's kind of how it works.
Okay, so but this could be a pretty rewarding route to go and move up or change to different units too.
Absolutely. The basic standard is you spend 2 years on the road before you can go into any specialty section in the Highway Patrol. We have our own investigation services. We have our own version of the Secret Service, that's executive protection, that takes care of the governor and his family. We have aviation, canine, explosive canine, our SRT team. The SRT team, Special Response Team, they require you to have 5 years on the road before they go in to become a specialty unit there, because they want to see a little bit more on that. For us, a lot of people are intimidated thinking that they can't be in aviation because they're not a pilot.
Right.
We also have the opportunity for tactical flight officer, one of the most important positions that we have. They're the sensor operator. They're the ones that are running the high definition cameras that are tracking the evidence, tracking the vehicles and suspects, and they also operate any number of other tactical instruments on board our aircraft for us. All you have to have is an interest in aviation, and then you go through a separate hiring process and interview process, which we're about to hold in another 2 weeks for another applicant for us.
Yeah, so now is the time to really be thinking about a career, though, with the Highway Patrol.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so do you have to do the physical fitness test and all that stuff too?
Yeah, so again, we talked about our testing in Bowling Green coming up. So yes, you need to, there's a multiple choice test that you'll take. It's a 50-question test, just basic knowledge. Then after that, there's the physical part, which you were talking about, is the sit-ups, push-ups, and a 1.5 mile run. So all timed. And, you know, again, we want any individual that's willing and ready and wants to, most importantly, wants to serve their community and make a difference in their community. And I'm sure that Sarge and I, you know, he'll agree. That's why we do this. You know, you want to make a difference.
Yeah, and both of you, we were chatting a little bit about what did you do? How did you get into this? And both of you were like, I didn't really know that I was going to go this route. But how, over a decade, almost 2 decades later, here you are, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so what would you tell people at home who are saying, I don't know, maybe, how would you encourage them to maybe just do a little bit more research even?
Well, for me, I would say, you know, we're stressing transform your talents. So, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, what individual. If you care about your community, if you have leadership type qualities, you know, we want to bring that out of you, and we want you to be a part of our organization. That's the most important thing, is wanted to, you know, I always say it's about being service. It's about service, and we used to have on our Crown Vics, which has been a while, but excellence in service, and I take a lot of pride in that, and that always sticks in my mind, and that's the reason why, you know, I'm here and I do what I do.
Well, beautiful. We appreciate all that you do. So for folks who are interested, we had that QR code up there, but get online, get those applications started, and start now, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Gentlemen, thanks for being here today and for all you do to help us out.
Thank you for having us. Yes, ma'am.